the way I would typically scratch them out would be just nip it in and then come up, pushing in with a lot of pressure, push, and up. Best thing to do is side to side and then up. So, and then when I have it scratched out, it's sitting nice and ready for another coat. Right guys, so I've seen a lot of videos that talks about crack-proof walls where boys are using this mesh, this exterior render mesh, and it's quite strong. And typically inside a house you would get even the new houses, you tend to get a crack around the concrete head. Concrete head shifting different materials. A concrete head is different than a concrete block. Also then you've got the frames, wood. Over here we've got a PVC pipe. So there's a lot of different materials going on there. So you do tend to get movement on that area for the materials. Also, second reason, it's a door. People closing the door, so you get a bit of vibration that will cause a crack. Again, funny, I did have a great conversation with somebody on TikTok. They prefer dab all their walls. They believe that that's the more crack-proof solution. But I don't want to dab these walls. I want to float them out and skim them. So I'm going to show you the way I'm going to go about this head. This head has a wee bit of depth to it. So it is heavy at the top. Not overly heavy, but heavy enough I can get a wee scratch over the top of this. So my idea is I'm going to coat it all and I'm going to just plop that on over the top, and that should kill it all. Might actually go halfway across there, a bit further. So that's the idea, guys, of that. And we're going to do most of this house like that, especially the ones where it has more wood than concrete, because I believe that'll crack even more. Very first thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to put a wee bit of SPR over the head, just raw SPR over the smooth head there. I do have SPR in the mix as well, so this is absolutely overkill. But if I was doing a big private house for you, I'd be recommending you to do this. Now, this doesn't happen on every job. Some jobs are different. You sort of do what you get told to do. But yeah, so again, somewhat overkill, but I did this when I was building heads in as well, concreted them. So it's okay. So I'm going to try and coat over as far as possible here. All the way, guys, I'm trying to stay in behind this frame here, because this frame is the guide. Also, if I dirty it, I'll have to clean it. I think I'm nearly at the point where I need to be here. Just come over another wee bit just to be safe. Ideally, I should have did one that was cracked, but there's not too many of them have actually cracked to date. So there we are, guys. Simply just want to embed it in. And it is overlapping, so that's simple. What you've got to do is cut it. You can use snips, scissors, Stanley knife, get creative. Sharp trowel doesn't always work very well. Sometimes it just drags this stuff. So that's sort of. And then overlap this one. And that. Now guys, it's not better to coat underneath it than coating above. So that it's well embedded in. Again, the other wee parts like that doesn't matter too much because you'll be going over it again anyway. So that doesn't matter greatly. Again, guys, I did say at the start, crack-proof walls. And people saying this is the way to go about it, getting walls that will never crack. Will this crack? I don't think so. But can it crack? Absolutely. This is not a guarantee. This just gives you more chance, more structure, more bang. The thing as well, guys, see if this does crack, it's actually going to be a harder repair because it'll blow out. So, lots of things to consider when you're doing renovations or building a house or whatever it is you're planning on doing. You have lots of things to consider. What's the best option? I'm just putting this piece on to cover the rest of the block, and there's a conduit. If you look up the very top there is a conduit, and I want to just smother it. Again, I'm overlapping it here 2 inches. You can overlap it a lot more if you want. I'm happy enough at the 2 inches. Again, just cut around the door here. Thing is about guys, you will want to get the air out of it, which can be a bit of an issue sometimes. There you are. That's the majority of the work done, guys. A wee tiny bit left there. And may as well just put that all down the conduit there. Just sort of one more step here, and that's just I'm just going to put another wee skim over the top of it, and then I'm going to scratch it. And then there's one more step actually after I scratch it. It's probably just as important, if not more important, than anything I've just showed you already here. So this is not my best scratcher, but it'll do rightly. Still leaves pretty nice comb through it, so happy enough. I only have a wee drop left, so I need to make it count. There we go, guys. Firstly dropped nothing too, so, but unfortunately I did hit the frame a wee bit. The joiner mate's going to be raging at me. Nice scratch coat, guys, trying to get it nice and deep, so I have a lovely grip and key next time. So, now for probably the more important thing, and that's to make sure I'm not out too far. And how I'll do that is just put the straight edge up the frame, and there's still quite a heavy coat on that side, quite a nice coat there, about 6-7 mil, and heavy there, half an inch. But yeah, that's how you get crack-proof walls, guys. If you believe that, you're nuts. Can that wall crack? Absolutely. Have I reduced the chances? Absolutely. The SPR in the mix, 3-to-1 mix, SPR painted on raw, neat across the concrete head, all applied in around all the nice block. Again, you can wet down your block if you want. These ones, they're very, very low suction. I'm not worried about suction pulling in. As you see, that scratch I just used is absolutely rubbish for anything dries in. If you've got high suction, that's not the scratcher you want to use because it will not leave you such a nice key. Again, SPR in the mix and then the mesh. It's as strong as it's ever going to get with a wee bit of flexibility, and then the mesh just helps bind it further. And here we go, guys. Like that's the proof in the pudding. So I've covered, normally houses like to crack up around that concrete head, up around there, maybe this pipe, maybe it'll come across concrete head and follow that electrical pipe from there. And sorry for the darkness, I'll go into a brighter room. So as you can see, guys, that's where the crack likes to sort of come. The same concrete heads there, maybe follow it to that block and go there. But again, like I say, if you're following this and you think it's not going to crack, it most likely won't, but it's not 100%. Nothing's 100%. Even if, like my mate was saying on TikTok, dot and dab, if he dot and dabs that, you know, the vibrations, it could just move on over till the next joint of the board and crack. The technology for absolute perfect building and absolute perfect plastering that won't crack isn't actually available just now. But again, we do know lots of things. The only other one thing I could have did to make this even stronger would be putting some fiberglass strands into the mix with the SPR. That would be absolute foolproof. I do think I have a few bags, so I might do that going forward. On to few them, just throw a bag in per mix and then run around scratching all the heads, especially for this wood mold. But I'll show you that in another video, how to plaster over wood the right way.
What we doing live? Echoes in eternity.